So, before we get started with today's video, first let me say that I genuinely don't feel good, so this video might be way shorter than usual. And second, I didn't really know what I was going to cover until I saw a post on Facebook earlier, and I was like, that's it, that's what I should cover. And third, if you hear squeaking in the background like a squeaky toy, Willow's playing with her toy. So, that's what's going on. And now let's go to the video. I'm not gonna read this status out loud, and honestly, I don't remember specifically what it said. But I have an opinion about people who get offended about certain words that they deem ableist, like blind or whatever. And this is in relation to songs or poetry or something like that. Specifically, the song Amazing Grace. Okay, so if you don't know the history of Amazing Grace, you should really look into it. It's a fascinating history. I read a book about it when I was in school. It was about the person who wrote it, and I actually think it was called Amazing Grace. And it's not what people think it is, I'll just say that. But like, people who are getting offended at the word blind in Amazing Grace, and any other lyrics for that matter, really need to do the research, because it's not talking about blind people. It's not like saying what you think it's saying about blind people. Like, I understand that that able-bodied people, not blind people, able-bodied people may use the term blindness to represent like weakness or something like that. I understand that. It happens a lot. But in this case, blindness has a I was blind but now I see has a completely different meaning than the one that you would normally associate with things like that. And so what I would say to anyone who takes offense at words or lyrics like that is to actually do your research before you say anything, because when you don't do your research, you kind of look dumb, to be honest. But if you're gonna be offended about a wording or a lyric, be offended because you actually did your research. Don't just be offended to be offended, you know? Like, there's plenty of songs and poems, for that matter. I'm not really into poetry, like, that's not my thing. But I do know that there's plenty of poems that have really bad connotations. And, like, it's the reason that they were written. Like, for example, like, we were talking about lyrics of songs, like, the history behind the Star-Spangled Banner is, like, a fascinating thing. People ask me all the time, why are you so obsessed with history? Why is history important? This is why. Because if you're going to talk about something, you should know the history behind it. You should know why a thing was written, especially if you're going to get offended by the thing. You know, songs were written for a reason. Poems were written for a reason. And I don't really know, like, what else to say. Like, people have this thing where they just assume things, and then they just look dumb because there's like a particular word in assume, and I'm just gonna say it. My math teacher, one of my math professors in college, used to say that when you assume something, you make an ass out of you and me. So, that's why that word exists. But anyway, that's probably not why that word exists. I was making a joke. Don't take it seriously. But I sort of hope that I'm making more sense than I think that I'm making, because I feel like I'm speaking nonsense right now. I probably actually have a fever. I don't know, but I'm not sure if I have a sinus infection or if it's just an ear infection, but I genuinely don't feel well. But yeah, that's my whole thing. Like, if you're gonna take offense over something, know the history behind it, the ins and outs of the history, because otherwise you assume, and assuming, well, I just said it. But yeah, don't assume is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's plenty of things you can take offense at. There's plenty of things right now, disability-wise, that you can take offense at. There's even problems with the ADA that you can be like, I'm offended. But don't just make up stuff to be like, I'm offended. Like, that's just a waste of time, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm sure y'all have thoughts. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I hope you like this video enough to give it a thumbs up. I understand if you don't, but, at least I would know your feedback. Like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter. Both of those are Stephieonyoutube1. And my personal Twitter is Stephie2010. And I have a Libri, and it is the same as my YouTube channel name, 1990s Stephanie 2010. And I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is in 4 days? No, 5 days? Basically it's on the 27th, so if you can help me reach 1,000 subscribers, there's a video in it for you. And also, if you can help me reach 100 followers on my Stephieonyoutube1 Twitter, because it is brand new, there's a video in it for you as well. And my goal is to reach this by my birthday. I think those two things would be a fabulous birthday present. So if you can help me out with that, there are 2 videos planned for meeting those 2 goals. And if you are looking for my email address, because maybe you want to send me ideas, questions, suggestions, whatever, but maybe my comments are turned off, because here's the thing. So sometimes my comments get turned off because this video is set to not made for kids. Like, I have the whole channel set that way because I don't want people to, especially kids, to think that this is a cartoon and click on them, because sometimes I deal with adult type issues. And even though this channel is family friendly and your kids can watch it, like, I try to keep it family friendly. So sorry about what I said earlier. Hope that your kid wasn't in the room. But if my comments are turned off, it's for that reason. So if my comments happen to be turned off, please get in touch with me on Twitter, on Facebook, or via email, and that is Stephieonyoutube@gmail.com. And you can find that in the About section of my YouTube page, and also down in the description with all of my links. And I will definitely see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna go lay down for a little bit. Bye, guys.